You know, the United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the eighth, the young man who has become a legend in his own time. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
But if you can handle, you see what that says right there? If you can handle the truth, then this is the place you should be. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. I thought my new equipment was going to be here today. It's going to be tomorrow. What a week it's been. My car. I ordered some new equipment so I can sound better, look better, and feel better amongst my peoples. So good evening, everybody. Welcome. It's April 3rd already, 2025. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. And it's on blogtalkradio.com, RonKellyShow.com. Also live on Facebook right now. LinkedIn, hopefully. LinkedIn and YouTube. And also we have a program we're doing on TikTok Live. Not tonight, but I'm still getting it together. Anyway, everybody, welcome. Shout out to Ronald McCready, some of the people, Lamont Gates, and some of the folks who used to listen to the Ron Kelly Show. I don't know if they became Trumpsters or not, but God bless you. And for those of you who are Trumpsters, we'll get into a little bit later on in the program about, do you want to take your vote back? Wouldn't you just love, wouldn't you just love take your vote back? Wouldn't that be nice? You can take your vote back. You can go back. You can time travel back to November 5th, knowing what you know now, not what you thought you knew then, but knowing what you know now. Don't you wish you could time travel back to 2024? November 5th, 2024 is when you made your fatal, worst mistake of your life when you voted for Donald Trump for president of the United States of America. Because I know you're feeling it. I know, you might need some therapy when you look at what's happening. Hundreds of thousands of people being laid off. Stock market has lost 4,000 or so points in the last couple days combined. I know you're feeling bad. I know you want to go back and take your vote back. I know you do. I know you feel like an idiot because you know what? You were for thinking. Hispanics too. I'm not letting you off the hook either for even thinking that Trump was going to be a savior. He used you. Black folks, he used you. Hispanics, he used you. He even used his own people, the MAGA people, wearing those stupid red hats. Make America great again. You were bamboozled. You were hoodwinked. Black folks who thought you was going to get a check. I look so dark. My lighting is coming. My lighting is coming too, everybody. Brand new everything. Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show. So you feel like an idiot? Okay, yeah, I agree with you. So you fell for the banana in the tailpipe. You listened to the nonsense about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You listen to the black folks especially. You listen to the idiotic assertion that Kamala Harris locked up about a lot of black people. I ain't never been locked up. I've never been locked up. You know why? Because I never committed an effing crime. That's why I never been locked up. So the black folks that Kamala Harris locked up, they got locked up because their asses was out there doing things they didn't have no business doing. Just the bottom line. Oh, she locked up a lot of black people. Yeah, I never been locked up. You know why? Because I'm a law-abiding citizen. That's why. I carry a gun, but you know what? I have a license given by the state of New Jersey, the town of Bloomship, New Jersey, that tells me that I can carry a gun. So I have a license to carry a gun. So if you don't do nothing, you won't get locked up. So all of you out there who was talking about Kamala Harris when she was the Attorney General of the state of California and she locked up a bunch of black people, yeah, get in line. Get in line. If you do stuff, you're going to get locked up. That's the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? So the assertion that she purposely locked up a bunch of black people is more idiocy, more stupidity, more dumb shit. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, it's just about 6 minutes past the hour, and I'm just getting warmed up here, ladies and gentlemen. I am just getting warmed up. I hope my sound is good out there. Anybody, if there's any sound issues, because we're dumping StreamYard too, but if there's any sound issues out there, anybody who's listening to the Ron Kelly Show, if there's a sound issue, please keep me posted, because StreamYard is like the worst. And I don't care if they watch it. They're the worst. And they charge a lot. So anyway, yeah, so shout out to American Porterfield Transportation. The Ron Kelly Show is sponsored in part by American Porterfield Transportation since 1980, 45 years. They've been providing safe, reliable transportation to and from your destination. Trips to the casino, school districts, medical, you name it, they can take care of it. So give them a call, 908 753-6423, 908-753-6423, American Porterfield Transportation. Okay. The Ron Kelly Show is sponsored in part by American Porterfield Transportation. So yeah. So I know you're feeling bad, because look at what's happening now. Stock market down 1,400 points. So in the last several days, the stock market, since Trump announced his nonsense, it's just, the stock market's been down how many points? 3,000 or 4,000. Today it was down 1,400 points. And I know a lot of y'all out there with those 401ks, you're probably like, oh, wait a minute, because I looked at mine and there's some money missing. He calls it Liberation Day. No, I call it Homelessness Day, because that's what's going to happen to a lot of us if he keeps up this nonsense. Now, finally, a couple of Republican senators that don't have their nose up Trump's ass have decided to try to pass some legislation to get congressional approval. This is a bipartisan move. Get congressional approval before any more tariffs we pass. Now, the tariffs that already passed, there's really nothing they can do about those. But they are going to, they're trying to pass legislation that would require congressional approval for any more tariffs. It would require congressional approval. So somebody is saying like, oh, wait a minute. Because you see what's going to happen, right? What's going to happen is when the midterms come up, the midterms in 2 years, 2027, in the middle of Trump's terms, in the middle of Trump's term, there will be a election of congressmen and I believe some senators as well. And the way things are going now, those congressmen, Republican congressmen, right-wing congressmen, should be very afraid, because Trump is going to cause them to lose. He's going to cause them to lose. Okay, to 9.5 minutes past the hour. So the Ron Kelly Show, we are ending. I am working toward ending our broadcast on Facebook, because it's just, it's just gotten to the point where it's just not really worth it anymore to broadcast our program on Facebook. So coming up very soon, for those who care, because I know all of y'all don't, but for those who care, the Ron Kelly Show will be ending. We will be ending our broadcast on Facebook, very soon, within the next week or two. So thank you to everybody. Maybe once the new equipment come in, we'll chop Facebook off. Thank you everybody who participated with the Ron Kelly Show on Facebook. I appreciate everybody who listened to the Ron Kelly Show on Facebook, but it's just, I've come to the conclusion that it's just not worth it to broadcast our show and we can direct those resources somewhere else. So coming up very soon, we're going to end our relationship with Facebook. The Ron Kelly Show will be live on Spreaker and also LinkedIn, YouTube, and possibly blogtalkradio.com. So yeah, so look for that. I'll let you guys know, for those of you who give a crap, because I know a lot of y'all don't. I will let you know when the Ron Kelly Show will end our broadcast on Facebook. But for those who like the show, you can always go to YouTube, the Ron Kelly Show YouTube channel. You can go to LinkedIn Live, where the program is on right now in living color. Thank you to the LinkedIn people who have engaged the Ron Kelly Show. And it's, but yeah, so I've had time to think about it. I've thought about it. And it's just not worth it to broadcast the show on Facebook anymore. So we're going to take the Ron Kelly Show off Facebook. Thank you, everybody who have participated in the program over the years. I appreciate each and every one of you, but it's time to move on to new pastures. So the Ron Kelly Show will be ending our broadcast on Facebook within the next week or two. Okay. So yeah, so I know you feel bad. I know you feel bad. All you folks out there who voted for Trump, who for some strange reason, you thought that you were going to get something. Because I heard somebody ask, an African American who voted for Trump, I heard them ask, what happened to the $5,000? Somebody asked Elon Musk, who's supposed to be stepping away from the government soon. I hope that's true. About money that's supposed to be funneled back to the people once these layoffs and all of this stuff takes effect, and the court cases and the court filings and all of this stuff ends. What's going to happen? Will people get money? And Elon Musk, complete word salad, and then said no. So some of y'all thought, for some strange reason, some of y'all thought that there was going to be a windfall. Some of y'all thought there was going to be a windfall. Some of y'all thought that it was going to be like another free for all when the pandemic came. Companies were getting money. The company I was working for at the time got $500,000. Now, we did all work during the pandemic, so it wasn't like they were stealing the money, but they got $500,000. And a lot of money got stolen during the COVID, during the pandemic. Billions. They estimate like 100 billion got stolen from the American people. Folks filing for, faking documents and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, there was a lot of money stolen. But anyway, so I know that you're probably feeling it right now. Look at the stock market, 1,400 points down today. Just upheaval, because America is the richest country in the world. So when America, like Elon Musk, who's the richest person in the world, when they do something, when the United States of America does something, everybody pays attention. And Trump has caused worldwide upheaval of everything. He's this America First stuff. I mean, I get it, but America was put here for a reason. We weren't put here to focus only on ourselves. I don't believe that, because the world would be in really bad shape if there was no America. You'd be finding another planet to live on. It wouldn't be worth it, So I think that, you made a mistake. Those of you who voted for Trump, you made a mistake. And now you're probably saying, damn. But you can always find some black folks that fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Always. You can always find some black folks that believe the BS They actually believed that Trump was going to do something to improve the lives of Americans. Y'all just wasn't paying attention. Because I watched the Trump rallies. I watched them in 2016 or 2015, I should say. I watched them for the 2020 election, and I watched them for this one because I wanted to hear what Trump was saying. I'm like, okay, get a guy a break. Let me listen to him. Cops, don't be too nice to suspects. Okay. Don't be too nice to suspects. So he's having his speech, his spiel in a sea of white faces. He says, bang their head against the top of the car. Don't push their head down. Let it bang off the side of the car. And for some reason, no black folks heard that. For some reason, no Hispanics heard that. Us being the two ethnicities who jump in and out of police cars more than anybody else. Didn't believe it. See, the dog whistle, buzzwords, qualified immunity for police officers, all of that. Didn't you hear? Did you not hear Trump when he talked that bullshit? Did you not hear? And at his rallies, because he rambles on, he goes off script, he rambles on, and he says, see, because when he goes off script, the truth comes out with Trump. When he goes off script, the truth comes out. As long as he's reading that paper, he's all right. But when he goes off script, he starts telling the truth. So he told the cops, forget about Miranda. No, he didn't say that, actually. I don't want to get sued. But he said, don't be nice to suspects. Suspects who have rights. Suspects who have rights. They have the right to remain silent. They have the right to, the Miranda warning. Give up that right. What you say can be used against you in the court of law. You got a right to attorney. If you can't find one, or if you can't afford one, the state will appoint an attorney for you. So they got rights. But Trump is telling the cops, just bang their head off the top. Just bang their head off the top of the car. See, I don't know why none of y'all, I just, I tried to make it make sense about why black folks voted for Trump, but I just can't. I just can't, because you're not going to get nothing. And now who's going to suffer? Who's going to suffer from all of this crap that's going on right now? Who's going to suffer the most? I'll tell you that in just a minute when we come back from the break. It's Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on Facebook for now, LinkedIn, YouTube, and blogtalkradio.com. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
Alrighty then, and the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program is being brought to you in part by America Importer Pure Transportation since 1980. 1980. How was I in 1980? That was 45 years ago. So, I was just being born. I was a newborn. Anyway, since 1980, America Importer Pure Transportation has been 45 years has been providing reliable and safe transportation to and from your destination, school districts, family reunions, drives to the casino, medical, you name it, American Porterfield has or can handle it. So give them a call, 908-753-6423. They're located in Plainfield, New Jersey, 908-753-6423, 908-753-6423 for the best, your best choice for reliable transportation. It's Amaker and Porterfield. 307 Arlington Avenue, Plainfield, New Jersey, 908-753-6423, 908-753-6423. Give them a call. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Okay, everybody, it's about, it's 22 minutes past the hour. Glory B. Shout out to Glory B Campos. Glory B, I am, somebody's got to help me with that. Glory B Campos. That part I can read. Glory B Campos. Shout out to Glory B Campos, who says she wants to go back, not to 2024, but to 2008. Now, Glory B, now, are you talking about Barack Obama? Is that who you're talking about? I would like to know. So everybody, you can go, you can send me messages. I don't want to leave the Facebook. The Ron Kelly Show started out on Facebook, but it's been, you know what? The problem is with Facebook is 23 minutes past the hour. The problem with Facebook is that, the show does well, but it doesn't do so great while I'm doing it live. That's part of the problem. The show doesn't do too well when I'm here. But after I go off the air, everybody listens to the show, the recording of the show, And while I appreciate that, I appreciate people listening to the Ron Kelly Show. However you listen to it, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok. Yeah, I'm understanding that sidebar, TikTok is being purchased by Jeff Bezos. It's a rumor. We don't know. Anyway, so Glory B, she in the message says, "Oh, I know who that is. Your name ain't no Glory B." Lamont, look at Lamont Gates. Lamont Gates, the NDE. Near-death experiences. Lamont Gates says, just Obama the third term since Trump had discovered how to get around the 12th and 22nd Amendments. Just Obama the third term. What third term? Obama didn't have no third term since Trump had discovered how to get around the 12th and 22nd. No, he has not discovered that, Lamont Gates. Trump has not discovered that. He is not going to be running for president in 2028. No, he will not be running for president in 2028. I guarantee it. Hopefully I'll still be around. But he's not going to be running for president in 2028 because it's the Constitution, and and it is an amendment given, because Roosevelt ran and won more than twice. Was it Roosevelt? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Roosevelt who ran and won 2 or 3, 4 times. So that's when the Congress decided in the 50s, the Congress decided that there will be no more than 2 terms for any president, anyone who runs for president. So it is an amendment because there was, when the Constitution was formed back in the 1700s, didn't say anything about how many times you can be president. It didn't say. So Yeah, it didn't say how many times you could be president. So that's an amendment. I think after Roosevelt, I think was the one who served more than 2 terms, and the Congress said, "Oh, wait a minute, 2 terms, and that's it." But see, like I said, a lot of y'all who voted for Trump, a lot of you folks who voted for Trump, didn't watch. It was summertime and everybody's running the streets and stuff, at the beach, at the house music festival, taking trips, day trips, and nobody was watching the Trump rallies. Nobody was watching the Trump rallies. So when MSNBC and some of the other, news outlets went crazy, it wasn't for nothing. It wasn't for nothing. And nobody was paying attention to the stuff that Trump was saying. Really outrageous nonsense that he was saying. And nobody was paying attention. Then I saw a bunch of black folks in a room. Black folks in a room. Now, you're in a room. There's a bunch of black folks, only black people. There might have been 200 or 300 black folks in a room in the White House. No other white people were there. No, There was just a bunch of black folks, maybe 200 or 300 black folks. And one gentleman was doing a selfie. And he's saying, yeah, we're going to get rid of the swamp. And you are the swamp. To Trump, you are the swamp. Black folks are the swamp to Trump. So when he says drain the swamp, he's talking about you. He's not talking about nobody else. He's talking about you. So as white folks, see that right there? Wisdom. See, wisdom. The R. Kelly Talk Radio program. So when he talked about draining the swamp, he was talking about you. The hood is the swamp to Trump. The projects are the swamp to Trump. Harlem is the swamp to Trump. Chicago in the black section is Philly. That's the swamp that Trump was talking about draining. He wasn't talking about draining Washington, D.C. He was talking about draining you, black folks, Hispanics. Spanish Harlem is the swamp. The Watts is the swamp. South side of Chicago is the swamp that he was talking about draining. He wasn't talking about draining draining, because look what happened he talked about draining the swamp. Look what happened in Washington so far. Besides, he's draining America by laying off thousands of people. And so are the government workers the swamp? Is that what he means? Oh God, help me. Because this is going to be a scary 4 years. Scary. Trump is 78, and it's pretty obvious that he's lost contact with the world. Earth to Trump. It's pretty obvious. Oh, I still got Lamont Gates up there. Oh, God, and that. Oh, you know what? The views and opinions expressed here are exclusively those of myself and R. Kelly Media Enterprises, LLC, and are not those of my advertisers or my support team. I don't want to get anybody in trouble behind stuff I say. I'll take my hits for my stuff. Anyway, everybody, it's oh wow, it's 1/2 hour already. Wow, Jesus, this hour's going quick. Misha Mebane is a let me get this right. She's a mindset mentor, Misha Mebane. And I didn't even know that they had mindset mentors. I didn't even know that they existed. Mindset mentors. Because it makes sense that your mindset does decide, oh, look, I don't have any eyebrows, don't I? The mindset does take you, it could either take you where you're going or drop you off somewhere. So Misha Mebane will be a guest here on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Infrared is her business, and she's a mindset mentor. And we're going to get into that. I'm going to see because right now is a good time to get your mind right, your mindset, because things are like absolutely off the meter. So, so she will be here on the 15th, I believe it is. I'll post it. Let make sure you guys know that Misha Mebane, I don't know, I'm probably butchering her name, but Misha Mebane will be a guest here on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. I'm trying to see if everything is good with me on. So she will be here. Okay. All right. Cool. The 15th. Cool. All right. Here's some good reception on LinkedIn. They are good. Anyway, yeah, Misha Mebane will be here on the 15th, I believe it is, as we said. Anyway, of next month. So I'll so next month, so I'll let you know when Misha, a week or so before Misha comes on, because we need some help right now. We need some help. The world is in a tailspin because of one person, and it ain't God. It's Donald J. Trump. And man, just to think about the next 3 years, the next 3 and 2/3 years, because he's only been the president for 2 months. Because he was, I started to say indicted. Yeah, he has been indicted before, but he was sworn in on the 20th of January. So the 20th of February is 1, the 20th of March is 2, so the 20th of April will be 3 months that Trump has been president. And already the world is in a tailspin. So we're going to have Misha on, Misha Mebane. I believe that's how you say it. I probably destroyed her name already. Misha Mebane will be a guest here on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and we'll be talking about mindset mentoring, which is something that she does, and I really had no idea that even existed. But I'm going to get educated, and you'll be educated as well. Misha Mebane here on May 15th, Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Okay. Yeah. So, wow. Yeah. 34 minutes past the hour. 25 minutes left to the program. So, yeah. Have you ever been scared to fly? Have you ever been afraid to fly a plane? Have you been afraid to fly in a plane lately? I know I have been. Because it seems like as soon as of course, I don't think it's Trump's fault. Of course not. But, well, it could be. No, but I don't think that it's Trump's fault that the sky is falling. It's just Trump that the stock market is falling. I mean, I can blame him for the stock market, but I can't blame him for the airlines. And, see, people, you have to listen to Trump. See, a lot of y'all didn't listen to Trump. You didn't listen to Trump. You listened to, you didn't listen to the whole story about Trump. You didn't listen to Trump. So you see, now, because you didn't listen to Trump, now you're sitting back like, and a lot of government workers, MAGA people who work for the government, voted for Trump, and now they're out of a job. And then you got these people on LinkedIn, and I'm going to single out LinkedIn for a minute. Then you got these people on LinkedIn who are still talking about Barack Obama. Barack Obama. Barack Obama. How many years has Barack Obama been out of office? 8, 9? I believe this is his 9th year. Barack Obama left office in 2016. Trump's first term. And there are these nincompoops on LinkedIn who are still talking about Barack Obama. Still talking about Nancy Pelosi. Still talking about Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, she's never been the president. Still talking about Whitewater. How long ago was that? Benghazi. How long ago was that? See, these people obviously don't have anything else better to do. They have nothing else better to do. Obama? Really? You talking about Obama? 9 years ago? Obama wasn't caught up in no scandals. The only thing that happened scandalous was what happened around him, but not him himself, like Donald Trump. I can't understand what Lamont Gates said. Just Obama, the third term since Trump had discovered how to get. I don't understand what he meant by that. If Lamont Gates comes back on, I'd like to know what exactly he meant by that, because I'm having trouble understanding it. It's 37 minutes past the hour. So, yeah, still talking about Obama and these conspiracy theories. Where I don't even want to be on LinkedIn sometimes, the stuff I see. The LinkedIn should be about jobs and networking and, it shouldn't be about that. Barack Obama. So what? They're talking about Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem Jeffries was $40,000 in debt. Now he's got $36 million. Does he really? I didn't know that. I mean, the time that's wasted on these conspiracy theories, it just boggles, my mind. But the imagination just drives me. I'm like, wow, you really had time for this? Don't you have a job? Don't you have a life? Don't you got things that you need to do? Do you actually have time to talk about Barack Obama? And then they say Barack Hussein Obama to make it, because they're still pushing the Muslim theory that Barack Obama was Muslim, which everybody knows he wasn't. You remember what he went through with his pastor, Jeremiah, I can't think of the last name. When he was running for office the first time, when he went through with his pastor, he had to leave his church. Trump doesn't go to church, so doesn't matter. But they still want to talk about Barack Obama 9 years later. Still talking about Barack Obama. I mean, come on. Give me a break. Man is, served his time. He's 8 years. He got his gray hair. Now he's off, riding off into the sunset. But they still want to talk about Barack Obama. I'm just like, I can wrap my head around most things. I can gain an understanding of most things. But that, talking about Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, I don't get it. 20 minutes left to the program. We'll take a break and we'll come back with more. It's Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and blogtalkradio.com. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
All right, everybody, we are back. It's 14 minutes. 17 minutes before the hour. 8 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, broadcasting live and in living color, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. And I know my background is a little skewed behind me. I had somebody say that they saw that I should have something up behind me, and I knew I should have something up behind me. But somebody's got to tell me before I do stuff, because I'm hard-headed. Anyway, 16 minutes before the hour. So whatever happened to Black Lives Matter? Whatever happened to Black Lives Matter? Because I'm out in the streets all day doing my job. And, during the height of the Black Lives Matter movement, there were yellow Black Lives Matter. There were yellow Black Lives Matter paint that was painted in certain places. Incidentally, Washington, D.C., there was a Black Lives Matter plaza, Washington, D.C. And for you black folks who voted for Trump, here's what you get. He told the mayor of Washington, D.C. to tear it down. So that's what you get. That's what you got for your vote. You got the Black Lives Matter plaza in Washington, D.C. torn down. That's what you got for your vote. And behind the scenes, the DEI. See, DEI was meant for black folks. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. That was meant for black folks. It wasn't meant for the LGBTQ community. Who says that? It was born from black folks. That's what the DEI, the whole idea behind DEI was for black folks. Racism. See, because I know some of you heard about Senator Cory Booker, senator from New Jersey, where the Ron Kelly Show originates from. Senator Cory Booker broke the record for making a speech on the floor of the Senate. Now, so Cory Booker broke the record for the longest filibuster, holding the Senate hostage, basically, the longest filibuster ever. Now, the man who record Senator Cory Booker broke was Senator Strom Thurmond. Look him up. Now, Strom Thurmond, racist senator from Alabama, I think it was, didn't want the Civil Rights Act to go through. Strom Thurmond, Senator Strom Thurmond, long dead. Come to find out there's black in his family. Go figure. But yeah, Senator Strom Thurmond filibustered against the Civil Rights Act because he didn't think. He was against the Civil Rights Act. Senator Strom Thurmond died a few years back. So he didn't want black folks to have civil rights. He was against it. So he filibustered or did what Cory Booker did, held the Senate hostage for 24 plus hours. So Senator Strom Thurmond felt so strongly about black folks not receiving civil rights that he filibustered on the Senate floor, just like Cory Booker did the other night. See, with Strom Thurmond filibustered against civil rights. It was 1957, I think it was. And he didn't want black folks to have civil rights. So he filibustered, which means that he spoke for 24 plus hours against the Civil Rights Act. See, so these are the people that y'all have voted for. Black folks, Hispanics. These are the people you voted for. You voted for Make America Great Again. What do you think that means? It don't mean great for you. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but it don't mean that for you. It doesn't mean Make America Great Again for you. It doesn't. So, yeah. Yeah. Yes. So this is what you voted for. You voted for anarchy. You voted for chaos. You voted for drama. You voted for idiocy. Yeah. And one young lady said that she'd like to go back to 2008. But 2008 now, is that a dig against Obama? Is that a dig against Barack Obama? At 10 minutes before the hour, or 10 minutes before the end of the show. It's 7 minutes before the hour. Takes a couple minutes for the show to get started. Got so many things to play. But yeah. Yeah. So this is what you voted for. You voted against yourself. Because if you think for 1 second that Trump is going to do anything for you, you got another thought coming. Because Trump's not going to do anything for you. He's not. Shout out to my Facebook people. Appreciate y'all. You know, over the years, as I said earlier, I'm ending my association with Facebook. And the Ron Kelly Show will not air on Facebook anymore. But I appreciate you. You can always go over those of you who have listened to the program. A lot of you haven't. But those of you who have listened to the program, you know, you can go over to LinkedIn. The show still starts the same time, 7 p.m. You can go to YouTube. It's live on YouTube. It's live on LinkedIn. If you want to continue to participate with my program, you're free to do that. But we're going to definitely 100% sure certainty remove the program from Facebook. See, because Facebook is different. You know, Facebook is kind of like TikTok. It's all over the place. You know, some people care about stuff, but not enough care about stuff. You know, it's more about, and this is what social media, see, because social media when social media first came out, all the way back to Black Planet, and some of these other websites that came out before Facebook and TikTok, yada, yada, yada. And the whole idea was for folks to share ideas with each other, find lost family members. That's basically what Facebook was about. The social media was about back in the day when it first started coming up. What was the other website? There was a couple of them back in the day, in the earliest beginnings of social media. And a lot of these shows, a lot of these sites, it was about, people sharing ideas with each other, people, sharing ideas, finding old lost relatives, learning from each other. But as you can see, that social media has melted down into fighting, sex, drama. Look what I got. I just had a house. Oh, I'm getting married. It's a place to say, look at me. You take a picture of your car, put it on Facebook. I've never taken a picture of my car, but I don't want you to know what kind of car I got. But this is what social media has melted down into. Me, me, me. Mine, mine, mine. Look what I got. It's better than yours. Look where I am. You have never been here. That's what social media has kind of devolved down into. Look what I got. And it's politicians taking pictures. And I got to tell you, this one person, I'm not going to say her name. She just became the congressman from the 6 different, I think it is in New Jersey. And all she does is take pictures. I mean, I respect her and all. I think I may have interviewed her at one time on my radio program, and she was a councilman or something. But all she does is takes pictures. So in the last couple of minutes, there's about 6 minutes left of the program. So the Democrats, we'll get to the social media stuff some other time, but the Democrats need to see who's next up. If it's not going to be Kamala Harris, and who's next? Does Kamala Harris have a chance to win? And she'll still be young enough to run. So will she have a better chance to win once Trump destroys everything? And she would be the obvious choice. Does she have a better chance to win if she ran in 28? Would Kamala Harris have a better chance to win? If you don't think Kamala Harris has a chance to win, then you better start figuring out who's going to be the next person. And you see civility and all of that stuff that the Democrats try to teach, those days are over. Being respectful and upstanding citizen, those days are over. And so the Democrats, in order to win the White House back, the Democrats are going to have to get their hands dirty. They got to get their hands dirty, because being upstanding citizen, being squeaky clean, all that's over. Look at Trump. He was the dirtiest candidate ever. Indicted, convicted, and still became president. So all of that, being an upstanding citizen, it's 1 minute before the hour, but it's about 3.5 minutes before the end of the program. The Democrats have to find out who's they're going to pick. They got to figure it out. If it's not going to be Kamala Harris, then who? Got to figure it out. 3 years go by pretty quick. Or 2 years. After midterms, that's when things will start. After the midterms, that's when the presidential election officially starts. Usually 2 years before the actual day of voting. So, again, the nice guy, being nice, being, upstanding citizen, being Boy Scout, that doesn't work anymore. Look what happened with Kamala Harris, Tim Walz. She picked the teacher, the school teacher, and lost horribly. My choice would have been Josh Shapiro. Because you can't just stand behind a lectern and try to say the right thing. Those days are over. Those days are over. The Democrats have to get it together. They got to start cursing. F you. They got to get going. Because right now they're in stasis. They're like frozen. I mean, shout out to our Senator Cory Booker for what he did the other night. But we need more than that. Let that be the starting point. Need more than that. The Democrats got to start getting jiggy with it, like Will Smith would say. I'm really not a big Will Smith fan, but yeah. The Democrats have to get busy. They got to start getting some dirt under their fingernails, because if they don't, they're going to lose again. Minute and a half left to the program. Democrats got to get busy. Stop being nice. Because people are fed up with the nice guy stuff. You see that? That's why they voted for the convict, Trump, who couldn't even get a gun license because he's a convict, even though he's got 50 people with guns all around him. But he couldn't get a gun license. Our president couldn't get a gun license because he's a convict. Can you imagine that? So Democrats, stop being nice. Stop being nice. Start saying a few cuss words. Start slamming your hand on the table. Show some backbone. And stop ghosting the Democratic American Republic. Stand up, get up, jump, yell, scream, do something. Don't just sit there like you've been doing for the last 30 or 40 years. Anyways, about 20 seconds left of the program. I want to thank everybody for listening to the program. Don't forget Facebook. We're going to end our association with Facebook very soon. I will let you know when it is. Again, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. All right, it's time for me to end the show, but I'd like to say before I leave that it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And we may not have it all together. But together, you know what? Together, we can certainly have it all. Thank you so much. I think